Have you ever had trouble understanding your own emotions? Really being able to feel your feelings? Well, that is because you are not aware of your sixth sense, right? You have a sixth sense. It's not the ability to see ghosts or dead people. You have a sixth sense. It's your ability to feel your feelings. And because you don't understand it, use it, apply it, guess what? You don't know what you're feeling. So today in this video, you're going to learn about not only your feelings and how to feel them and understand them, but you are also going to learn about your sixth sense. Woo! Hi, I'm Brett, your favorite drink, and welcome back to my 5 Minds. This is where we've been learning a new psychology, and right now we're kind of going through a little bit of rebranding because we've always been calling it systemology with a P, but now we're here looking at a new name called yoga psychology or yoga psych. And the reason why I'm making this brand switch is because yoga psych includes systemology in it. It's our third consideration, but yoga psych also helps understand so much more of what I've been working on over a lifetime of clinical practice. And today we're going to look at the second consideration of yoga psychology, which is energivity. We're going to help you learn to understand your emotions and the energies that make your feelings. So let's play. Let me start you off like I always do. I'm going to start you off with a story. And the story is Mitch. Now, Mitch, I feel bad for Mitch. Mitch has a compulsive behavior. You know, one of those behaviors you just got to do over and over again. His compulsive behavior, sexually acting out. He has to look at pornography and masturbate. Oh, I even hate saying the word. He has to do that multiple times a day because it's a compulsion. And he comes into therapy because he wants to learn how, he wants to understand what's going on and how to break this compulsion. Well, what's driving the compulsion? What's making the compulsion happen? Normal psychology, not yoga psychology, but our normal psychology would say, you know, he's got some stinky thinking that we got to work on. Well, that's probably true. We all got that. But really what's driving his behavior is his emotions, his feelings. And because he doesn't have a clue about what his feelings are, they just keep driving it. In fact, when he acts out, he feels bad. And when he feels bad, his brain wants to feel good. And the only way his brain knows how to feel good is looking at pornography and masturbating. So he is stuck in this loop because the more he feels bad about looking at pornography and masturbating, the more he wants to look at pornography and masturbate. So we got to break Mitch's loop. And the only way to help Mitch break his loop is to understand his drivers. What is driving this behavior? It's not his thoughts. He's thinking to himself, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I know where this goes. And in fact, talk to anybody that has this kind of compulsion and they will tell you when they're doing it, they're not thinking. They turn their brains off and they go on autopilot. And the reason they turn their brains off and go on autopilot is because it's so incongruent. This is not what they want to do or who they want to be. So the only way they can do it is to turn their brain off. So thinking is not the answer. The answer is helping him understand his emotions, which are his drivers. Now, that gets us back to our sixth sense. Do you know what your senses are? We all have, well, we're all taught about our 5 senses, right? Sight, smell, taste, hearing, and touch. Those are our 5 senses. And what makes those our 5 senses is that they're special sensory cells that give us information about our world and about our environment. Sight gives me one kind of information. Sound gives me a different kind. Touch gives me another kind. Well, there is a sixth sense that you have. I'm not making this up and getting all weird with, psychic energies. That's not what we're talking about. You have a sixth sense inside of you, which is a completely normal sensory system that is giving you feedback right now. But what makes this sixth sense different, and probably why it got left out of your five senses, is because this sensory input gives you input about the inside of you, what's happening in you. Now, this sixth sense is called proprioception. Proprioception is your body giving your brain feedback about what's going on inside. Let me give you probably the most classic example of proprioception. It goes like this. Now, I couldn't have done that. You can't do that without proprioception. Your body has to understand where you are, where your arms are, your fingers are, your nose is. Your body, your brain has to understand where everything is in time and space to be able to do that. And if you didn't have that sense, that proprioceptive sense of what your body is doing and where it is, you'd be paralyzed. You wouldn't be able to do anything. You couldn't walk. You couldn't pick up a glass. There would be so many things that you couldn't even do because your brain wouldn't know what's going on. If you can't be aware of your foot, either here, here, or here, or here, or here, it's impossible to walk. You have to be aware of where you are to be able to do the simplest of tasks. Well, it is your proprioception that is going to be the key for you to understand your feelings. Now, the reason why proprioception is so important to feeling your feelings, because that's how your feelings are felt. See, I don't know why I'm the only one that ever tells you this stuff, but here's the truth. Your emotions are simple. Your emotions are electrical signals sent from your brain to your body to activate your body, to get your body to either take action or take inaction, whatever the case may be. But we get complicated. Love, joy, hurt, sorrow, fear. We're always trying to find the right words that fit your emotion. And words really have to do with your left neocortex, pretty separated from your limbic system, the emotional brain. The emotional brain doesn't use words. So that's why it's always hard to kind of find the right words for your emotions, because your emotions are not words. Your emotions are energy, electrical signals sent from your brain. Now, how do I make this useful? Well, in a general sense, and there's lots of other videos I talk about this, but in a general sense, what you'll find is that your body reacts differently to these electrical signals, depending on if they're positive electrical signals, producing good feelings like you think of, love, joy, happiness, or negative emotional feelings like you think of, hurt, sorrow, fear, anxiety, depression, whatever it may be. And the key physiological difference is that you can feel inside either your energy is starting to collapse. That's the way I experience it. That's the word I like to use because it feels like it's shutting down. Or your energy is beginning to expand, to broaden. Barbara Fredrickson is a psychologist who writes about positivity, and she got an award for best research of 2014, I think it is, where she talked about positive feelings being building and broadening. They're expansive feelings, they're open feelings, and they help you tap into resources. So back to my guy Mitch, what's happening with him is that he's shutting down, he's shutting down, he's shutting down. And because he's always in this state of collapse, well, his unconscious, his subconscious brain wants to create a state of release. That's what orgasm is. It's a release of all that tension. So in working with him and helping him with this compulsive behavior, what we had to do was help him use proprioception to begin to become aware aware of his body, aware of what his energy is doing at any given moment. And we could feel his energy starting to shut down and collapse. Then we would give him things he could start doing to expand, to open that energy, keep that energy flowing. One of the things that he added to his dailies, which was a huge improvement for him, a big plus for him, was exercise. Why? Exercise. What's it do to our energy? It helps his energy move. As his body moves, his energy is going to move. And as his energy is moving, he's going to feel much better. So for you, homework, I want you to start using proprioception. I want you to start using your sixth sense and begin to become aware of what the energy in your body is doing. Now, I'm not talking about psychic energies, even yogic energies. I'm talking about emotional energy. What are your neurons doing in your body? The signals from your brain. If you can feel and be sensitive to this, you'll feel this subtle collapse and flow of your energy. As you begin to become aware of that subtle collapse and flow, you'll be able to begin to take charge of it as well. All right, again, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, like it. And if you want to learn more about yoga psychology, we got a podcast coming. We got a website building with some materials on there for you. And I also have some materials right now on my website, BrettRWilliams.com. Thanks so much for watching. Again, Brett, your favorite shrink with my 5 minds. Talk to you soon.